Road, just before the bridge over Broad behind Chewy's.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Back here on Rutherford Issues from News Radio WGNS, and we are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Through Sharing Change, MTE has donated and contributed about $11 million to local nonprofits, supporting meaningful causes right here in our community. Find out more at sharingchange.org. Well, it's time to talk about Murfreesboro City Schools this morning, and joining us, Lisa Trail. And I hear people counting down to Thanksgiving break, Lisa, even already.
I know. We get finished with fall break, and it just seems like we just watch for the days.
Yeah.
Today is actually a day out for our students. We're doing parent-teacher meetings today. So if you saw less traffic this morning, that's the reason.
Well, there you go. That's good to know as well. I think everybody, I know we've talked about this probably the last couple of years. I can't remember exactly how long ago it was that the decision was made for a full week for Thanksgiving, but I think people are digging it for sure.
I think that you see a lot of school districts going to it for sure.
Well, a lot of great things to talk about since the last time you and I had a chance to speak. We spent a considerable amount of time last time you were on talking about the City Schools Foundation, and you were about to award some grants, and you've done that. So congrats on, over $72,000 going out?
Absolutely. Our foundation is amazing, and they do so much for us. And, yes, we awarded 50 grants for $72,000. So
that's awesome.
Very excited about that. We have a tennis tournament coming up, the foundation does, in 2 weeks. And that's how we raise those dollars to give back to our teachers, is through our tennis tournament and through Excellence in Education. So if you are a tennis or pickleball fan, go on our website and look for our Serve It Up doubles tennis and pickleball tournament. We'd love to have you.
So now the banquet, that is kind of a spring thing. Is that right?
That's right. It'll be in April.
Okay. Thought so. And so you kind of have two a year, and this is your fall event. And do you have some folks that have signed up already and some room for others, I guess, huh?
Absolutely. We have plenty of room for more. Pickleball's been pretty fast to sign up, and I know our tennis players are watching the weather, but I think we're going to have a really good weekend, even though it's in November, for some tennis. And we'll be at Adams Tennis Complex. So if the weather gets too bad, we'll play inside. Awesome.
So where is the best place? I guess you can get to it from cityschools.net, can't you, to sign up?
Yeah, cityschools.net. You can go, and there's a news post called the City Schools Foundation Serve It Up Tournament, or you can go to our Facebook, the City Schools Foundation Facebook page, and get all the details there.
Okay, very good. You all are in kind of a tennis mood, it sounds like.
I know. It kind of works that way sometimes. You know, tennis is a great sport for the fall. Actually, it's a great sport anytime. But we also have our free MTSU tennis clinic this week, and that is October 23rd, and it's for our students. So any child in grades 1st through 6th grade can come out to MTSU and play on their new courts. We have been doing this for probably 10 years with the tennis team. When Coach Borndane came around, he really wanted to be involved in the community, and this is one of the outreach activities he offered to Murfreesboro City Schools. So we are thrilled to have it. You do have to sign up, but it's free. It is going to be from 4:30 to 5:45, and it'll be the tennis players, both men and women, out on the courts working with our students on some of the basics of tennis. So it's always so much fun.
Well, that's always a cool way to have the school system and MTSU kind of come together, and the kids getting to see, these collegiate athletes, and I bet they really do enjoy this.
Oh, they do. And the collegiate athletes, come from everywhere, so it's always really nice for them to introduce themselves and say, okay, what part of the world are you representing right now as you play here at Murfreesboro? So we have such a good time with that, and regardless of whether your child has ever hit a tennis ball or they're pretty good at it, we'll work around their skill level. We have the tennis rackets and balls. All you have to bring is your child and make sure they have on appropriate tennis gear, so tennis shoes and comfortable clothing.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, you mentioned Coach Borndame and how he wanted to give back in the community and do something like that and have a great relationship with the college. You've done the education days for basketball during the basketball season, and I know the kids really enjoy that.
Yes, that's coming up in December.
Oh, okay.
So it's just around the corner, too. I think it's December the 3rd, but I may be wrong about that. It may be the 5th. So we will be back on December the 4th. I just looked at my notes, so I was all around it. We'll be back on the MTSU campus on the 4th with all of our students, our students in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade watching MTSU women's basketball.
Yeah, that's a 10:30 game, and you can always tell since we have the Raider broadcast, you can always tell that it's a much younger crowd because the screams are a little higher pitched.
The decibel level is definitely higher, and there's more screaming. It does bring a lot of energy to Murphy Center.
Sure does. That is true. Joining us here this morning as we talk about great things going on within the Murfreesboro City Schools is Lisa Trail. And Lisa, for the last part of our conversation today, we're going to talk about the Parent University classes that have kind of been going on. I guess we can call it that. You've talked anything from planning the early foundation to anxiety and bullying here in the last few weeks, and you've got more that are coming up.
We do. So our Parent University has just been very well recepted by all of our parents, and we are so thrilled about it. So Jennifer Lowe is leading those, and she's really trying to do a cross-section of different topics to help parents be the first teachers for their children and to understand what's going on in the classroom. So tomorrow night, which is October 22nd, we have a Zoom meeting, and it's called Fun with Phonics. And this is for those early learners, so it's K through 2nd grade. It's going to be taught by our reading coordinator, Kathy Daugherty, and she's going to discuss the importance of home practice with phonics. When they do these classes, our coordinators, it's amazing how they're able to bring it home and say, okay, this is what you should be doing around your kitchen table, and just kind of understanding the words that we're using in the classroom and what your child is coming home and talking about. So this one is concentrating all on early reading and writing skills, and I would encourage all parents. It's 30 minutes on a Zoom. You will get so much out of it. And
this is so important because it really sets your child up for talking about phonics and reading and all of how it all goes together. It really sets your child up for success, down the road, middle school, high school, and even further into, college days and things like that. I mean, a great foundation is necessary.
Absolutely. And if you have ever had your child bring home homework and you go, well, I don't even know what you're talking about, this would have helped me so much as a parent to say, so that's how you're doing it. Oh, that's the words you're using with this, And I just think it makes such a difference just to have that insight as to what's going on in that classroom and how we're preparing your children. So again, if you have a kindergarten through 2nd grader, this is just the perfect Zoom to be on, just to talk about reading and phonics and just really, I call it those, kitchen table talks of how you can bring what we're doing in the school home.
Are you doing one per week? Is that kind of, no, there are 2 this week, actually.
There's 2 this week, but it's kind of been, we have to work around everyone's schedule. So we're trying to do a couple a month. That's what we're trying to do so that it doesn't burn all of our parents out. But this week it just happened to be we're doing phonics and iReady in the same week, but it's for different grade levels. So the phonics is K2 only, and then the next one coming up is Navigating iReady, and that's for K through 6. So they just happen to be both this week. We try not to do too many like that, but sometimes it happens.
Sure. So the question I'm going to ask is, what is iReady?
Well, that's because you don't have a child in elementary school is the reason you have to ask that, so
Yep.
Thank you iReady is all about math. It is just what we use for the conversations with math, the teaching of math. So it's also an online program that students are doing at home. So parents are hearing about iReady. It's a diagnostic, so it's a program that they get on and take tests on, or have different opportunities to. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words here. You're bringing your iPad home, you're bringing your laptop home, and you're doing an iReady program. So It's an online math program. Wow, that took me a long time to get back to it.
I'm having trouble even thinking about what that could mean. But this is to, once again, help bring the child along in math, I would think.
Yes, this is all about math, and really the program itself is really talking to parents about what we're doing with iReady. And again, if you have a child in kindergarten through sixth grade, you are hearing iReady. Most kids love it because, again, it's online. But just understanding why we're doing it, the different elements of it, how it's implemented in the class versus what they're seeing at home, it's just a really good overview of the program, the whys, and the hows of iReady.
And it makes math fun. It's almost like a game. I mean, and kids love to play games like that. So I would assume that it's just a really exciting way to get kids pumped up for math.
Yeah, and again, this university is really helping parents understand the why behind it, and understand what we're getting out of it as far as the resources, the diagnostics that we get from looking at iReady scores and all of that. So I'm sure that if you are doing your parent-teacher meetings today, iReady will be brought up when we're talking about math.
Gotcha. Lisa, I noticed that a lot, or maybe even most, all except the one that was back in September, are by Zoom. And that really allows, I mean, if you've got a 4:30 meeting and you have to drive across town, that's going to make that 30-minute meeting probably an hour and a half, 2 hours by the time you drive and get back and forth and that kind of thing. This just makes it easy when you can use Zoom to take 30 minutes and invest in your child's education.
Yes, and we're trying to do it both ways. Some things you really do need to be able to sit down and have some manipulatives in front of you and talk it through. So we're trying to have some in-person meetings because some people enjoy those more, and a lot of them will be Zoom just for the convenience for the parents' sake. So
I know that on cityschools.net, you've got them, through the end of the month, November. Do you add these monthly, or just as we get closer to the events, you add the classes that will be offered?
We'll be adding we will not be doing November, December, just because it just gets so busy.
Yeah.
And parents' lives are busy during those times. We'll start again in January, and we'll load everybody. Those will probably go up in the end of November, so it'll be January, February, March. And if a parent really has something they would like for us to look at, we'll be glad to do that as well.
And you're getting it right from, like Dr. Oliver, who is the math coordinator, and
right.
The one for the K-12 this week with phonics is with Kathy Doherty, as you mentioned, the reading coordinator. So you're getting right to the people who are helping to direct this through the city system, which is nice too.
Exactly. So it's really just really understanding, again, what is being said in the classroom, how you can participate in those discussions at home.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you joining us this morning, Lisa. Always good to catch up.
Sounds great. Anytime you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us.
Will do. And cityschools.net, the website, to get all kinds of information about our Murfreesboro City Schools. Our guest today, Lisa Trail with the City School System. And don't forget, you can check the podcast. It will be up shortly at wgnsradio.com under Rutherford Issues. Have a great day, everybody.
This is Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home.